Yeah, man, it's your boy Bang, man. Back with part 6. Uh, so we done went through the structure of the three aspects of the personality, which is the id, the ID, the ego, and the super ego. And so these are all traits or all components of the personality. And this is all part of the mental and psychological aspect of image. And so just to put this in more perspective, to get more clarity, or a little bit more information on this, I just went through the different components: the conscious, the preconscious, and the unconscious, and wrote that down and what that basically means. So first, the conscious. The conscious is the current state of mind. Everything that is in our presence is conscious. Conscious mind consists of everything inside of our awareness. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk in a rational way. Okay, so conscious is the current state of mind. Everything that is in our presence is conscious. Conscious mind consists of everything inside of our awareness. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk in a rational way. Okay, so pre-conscious. Pre-conscious is also called subconscious. Pre-conscious or subconscious is a part of psyche in which a person has knowledge in the mind, but he or she used the knowledge at the time of need. It includes things that we might not be presently aware of, but we can pull into conscious awareness when needed. Okay, so preconscious is also called subconscious. Preconsciousness is a part of the psyche in which a person has knowledge in the mind, but he or she used the knowledge at the time of need. It includes things that we might not be presently aware of, but we can pull into conscious awareness when needed. Okay, and so now the third is the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that is outside our conscious awareness. So the unconscious mind is a reservoir of feelings, thoughts, urges, and memories that's outside of our conscious awareness. Most of the contents of the unconscious are unacceptable or unpleasant, such as feelings of pain, anxiety, or conflict. We see mostly repressed thoughts in our dreams. Okay, so the unconscious, most of the contents of the unconscious are unacceptable or unpleasant, such as feelings of pain, anxiety, or conflict. And so that's the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. And so in the beginning of part 4 or session 4, when I first kicked back in, when I was telling y'all about the 3 aspects, and it led out talking about when the ego is unable to deal with the demands of the ID constraints of reality and the moral standards of the superego, an unpleasant inner state of anxiety arises. This anxiety acts as a signal to the ego that things are not going the way they should. As a result, the ego when the ego is unable to deal with the demands of the ID or the id's constraints of reality and the moral standards of the superego, an unpleasant inner state of anxiety arises. This anxiety acts as a signal to the ego that things are not going the way they should. As a result, the ego deploys defense mechanisms to help reduce these feelings of anxiety. And so some of the defense mechanisms that the ego produce is repression, suppressing painful memories and thoughts. And they say this could result in difficulty forming relationships. So once the ego feel uneasy feel an imbalance between the id and the superego, it starts to get like anxious or start to get anxiety and starts to throw up defense mechanisms. And one of them defense mechanisms is repression, suppressing painful memories. Another defense mechanism is denial. And they say denial, refusing to accept real events because they are unpleasant. So another two of the defense mechanisms that the ego kicks out will be repression, suppressing painful memories and thoughts. Another defense mechanism will be denial, refusing to accept real events because they are unpleasant. And then so a third defense mechanism that the ego will deploy would be projecting, attributing unacceptable desires to others. So projecting out unacceptable desires to others. Another defense mechanism would be rationalization. So rationalization, justifying behaviors by substituting acceptable reasons for less acceptable real reasons. So rationalizing, justifying behaviors by substituting acceptable reasons for less acceptable real reasons. And so then another defense mechanism that the ego will deploy is displacement. And displacement is transferring inappropriate urges or behaviors into a more acceptable or less threatening target. So displacing aggression. So displacement, transferring inappropriate urges or behaviors onto a more acceptable or less threatening target. And this is another thing is called displace aggression, displacement. Another form of the defense mechanism is reaction formation. So reaction formation reducing anxiety by adopting beliefs contrary to your own beliefs. So reaction formation. And that says reaction formation meaning reducing anxiety by adopting beliefs contrary to your own beliefs. And so another defense mechanism that the ego could deploy would be regression. And regression is returning to coping strategies for less mature stages of development. So regression, returning to coping strategies for less mature stages of development. And the last uh, defense mechanism that the ego can deploy would be sublimation. Sublimation. Sublimation, redirecting unacceptable desires through socially acceptable channels. So sublimation, redirecting unacceptable desires through socially acceptable channels. And so those are some defense mechanisms that the ego would deploy when it feels an imbalance uh, in itself or becomes anxiety ridden. So it's defense mechanisms is 1, repression, 2, denial, 3, projection, 4, rationalization, 5, displacement, 6, reaction formation, 7, regression, and 8, sublimation. And so that's all of my notes and shit for far as the 3 aspects of personality and the aspects of image and psychological aspect or psychological theory or thought. And so when I come back, man, this next session that I start doing, or the image slash topic, it'll be more on the outer appearance and the reasons why we are how we are and how we got there, and I'm gonna explain a little bit how I am, the reason I am how I am, and the trends and everything else that got to do with image. So it's gonna get more deep, and it's gonna be more or less me now just kind of freestyling and giving my opinion and my theory on what I think image and everything is, and how I see shit as it is today, especially on the internet and shit, all the social platforms. Just trying to kind of get my opinion on where I see things and how I see things and how they unfolded to me as I do my research and all the shit that's wrong with it. So once again, man, it's your boy Bang, man, or it's your homie Bang, back with another motherfucking Boo Bang Theory, part 6, man, or session 6 on image and our addiction to it. Stay tuned, man. I know this one right here is kind of probably boring and shit, but it's much needed information for you can kind of grasp and get an idea of how our mind kind of function on a daily basis. So I figured that I get to the more boring stuff that's more important though, and getting to the root cause of things. The 6 parts that I've done, those, once you start listening, once you know those and go further into diving in deeper into it for yourself and researching the shit I was talking about for yourself and get a better understanding of how this shit works, it'll get you closer to getting to the root cause of how you are and the way your mind functioning and the way you think. So, it's a lifelong process, man. We go through. So, we learn every day, man. At least I try. I try to learn something new every day, and the shit fascinating, man. Once you start expanding you know, your belief system, and open your mind up to the possibilities of other things, and shit is it's exciting, man. So like I said, man, it's your boy Bang, man. I hope all y'all doing cool. We had the new full wolf moon and shit on the 6th, Cancer full moon and shit on the 6th. There was a lot of strong energy coming in. It's still coming in right now. Two days later, that shit had me slapped down, man. Energy hit me hard, so I know everybody probably feeling it in their own way, but yeah, it's what we gonna be talking about, man. It's about to get real exciting though, and controversial at the same time. So stay tuned, man. Keep yourself peaceful, man. Stay blessed, man. And treat other people like you want to be treated. Sending y'all love and light, man. Shit, homie Bang.